It sounds like a bag of hammers chewing on a sack of gravel. Nationals. And I say this as a man that will never be able to afford one, but as long as I don't get sacked in the meantime. They all look the same. Automotively racist. He's a very nice salesman in Troy, and I've just bought... Alright, so you join me putting my gloves on, about to start my bike, and in a minute, it sounds like a bag of hammers chewing on a sack of gravel. Doesn't sound as bad now, because I've warmed it up. It's a bit rickety. But I need to go and find out if it'll pass an MOT, because if it doesn't, that is well and truly the last nail in the coffin for this bike. I've thoroughly had enough of replacing things, rebuilding it, changing the engine, taking it back to the dealership that I got it from within 3 months of buying the bike because I got a broken gearbox, like literally the teeth were missing from 4th gear. Part of me was just like, why did I take it back? Why did I allow them to repair it? Why didn't I just get my money back? They offered me my money back. I should have taken the money back. Ooh, my life. But no, I had to be stubborn because I was like, oh, but the Fireblade is my dream bike and this is the only one that I'll ever be able to afford. Short-sighted. Anyway, to save that becoming a complete and utter whinge and moan and just thoroughly unenjoyable thing to watch, I'm just going to head down towards Knoll from Hockley Heath, get the bike nice and hot so I can get to Sheldon Motorcycles, where again it'll probably be nice and hot again, and afterwards just basically ask if will an engine knock mean that I fail the MOT immediately, because if it does, this bike will be going for spares or repair. And plus side is I might have a little bit more money available from my marriage, which I suppose is always nice to think about that contributing to it. But we just have to find out, I think. In terms of the way the bike's running, it doesn't feel that bad when you get above like 1100, 1500 RPM. That rickety horrible noise tends to go away. Trouble is that most of the roads now are becoming 20s and this bike will do 20 at like, I don't know, 2000 RPM in first. So it's not the best, and when it started up earlier as I left the house it was a bit hesitant, let's say. I figured the best thing I could do is bring it down to a national speed limit, run it up in third, get it to go a bit hotter than it usually would, head down to Sheldon, drop it off at the garage if they'll have it. If they won't, then like I say, spares a repair and it shan't see the other side of July. Nationals. Still pulls. It doesn't sound like anything's bouncing off the cylinder walls, but you never know, the thing could just throw a rod. I realise I'm sounding thoroughly defeated. I think I've just come to the point where it's like, okay, we had a good run. Well, we didn't. We had a long run, having owned this bike since 2018, and it's just, maybe this is the end of me on superbikes for a bit. I'll say the end for a bit. Maybe this is the point where I step away from superbikes, because let's face it, I'm no longer willing to ride them the way I used to. I wasn't even particularly fast, I was just very confident at lower speeds and throwing the bikes around, but now at 33 I have the back of a 93-year-old. Hello doggo, you look very happy. It's like, well, do I not get something more up to date, more reliable and vastly more comfortable? Getting married at the end of the year, so all of my money at the minute is geared towards that. Basically until the end of October I'm as good as broke. After October I'll be fine. As long as I don't get sacked in the meantime. Let's see how it goes. Could be fretting over nothing, so I've got a bunch of 20 limits coming up through Knoll. Solihull Town Centre's not particularly entertaining to ride through. My brakes are pulsing as well a little bit, that's great. Yeah, I've really got my dad's about this thing getting through an MOT. I'll join you in a bit when I drop the bike off, on the assumption it makes it that far. Here's hoping, stay positive. Stay warm. It's like 27 degrees and cloudy. It's just a sweaty time to be on a bike, even with the vest on. I'll catch up in a bit when I get to the sputter a bit more. Catch up in a bit when I get to the garage, and then hopefully after that I'll be checking the government website to see if my MOT's passed, or if it's failed, what it's failed on, because you never know, it could have a bunch of other issues that like, oh well, if I get the engine knocking, you got this, that and the other to worry about. So there it goes, see where we get to, and then in a couple of months see if I can get a Triumph 765 or something. Yes, I've already been shopping, leave me alone. Alrighty then, pick up the action again, leaving Shelter Motorcycles, having just got fresh M.O.T somehow. I need to go squidge into traffic. Alright, we gotta wave at him, make sure he knows where I am. I am immediately sweaty again. But at least the bike passed its M.O.T, so it doesn't have to die just yet. I wonder if this will change if I go for it. Yeah, it would have. Come on then. Go for a congratulatory play. Try not to bin it. Good time to go play in traffic. Lollipop winch. So. Watch out for these little idiots now. Okay, well, on the positive side, it passed the M.O.T and didn't have the noisy exhaust advisory that I got last time, and it must have been because I tightened up the bolts after, I think somebody tried to nick my exhaust, because I thread locked the entire thing to the bike, and one day all the bolts were just loose and horrible. There's either I completely and utterly forgot to tighten them after applying the thread lock, or somebody had a go at it, probably got disturbed. Part of me does kind of still say I wish I'd nicked the bike at the same time, but, you know, at least you still got the bike. Like I say, for a long time this bike was my absolute dream bike, and some people would say I need to have higher standards. I was happy with this one for about 2.5 months until I put it into 4th gear, and it just seems like ever since then it's just issue after issue. That's not a bike helmet. Don't rule on that, just concentrate on the fact you have a bike with a 4 years M.O.T, so if you need it, you can at least use it. Next year you'll have 8 years no claims. You get a really nice bike, it'll be cheaper to insure. To be fair, just about 2500 RPM and the rattling sound kind of goes away. So if I have got a bit of a scored crankshaft or a knocky piston might just be slapping about. Flash of the lights or something would have been good. So yeah, to be fair, at least I've got the M.O.T now, 47,863. Let's see if I can get it to 50,000. I have a feeling it might die before then, but let's see what we can do this year. And to be, at least when I go to work's Christmas party, I don't have to worry about getting taxis to and from. I can just jump on the bike and nurse it out. I mean, I do like this bike, but it just develops issues all the time. I suppose you're going to get that from second-hand 17-year-old bike. I mean, it was 10 years old when I bought it. And like I say, when I bought it, I had a busted up 4th gear. Go if you want! I had the busted up 4th gear when I bought it, and then my own mistake requiring a decent amount of work afterwards. Why have you got your hazards on? I mean, it's nice that you're letting people know. Yeah, my own mistake required a decent amount of work afterwards, and then another mistake in 2021. Another decent amount of work. So, it's disappointing when I'm going to be getting rid of this bike because I put so much into it that I kind of want to keep it just for that reason alone. But, I mean, I don't know when I'd use it. Like I was saying, I don't ride these things like I used to. And I'm still not saying I was fast, but I could at least lean it and track through a corner properly and, you know, keep up with people without feeling like I'm absolutely at my limit, about to die in a ball of fire. Yeah, let's go find some slightly faster roads. Go and have a play. Enjoy the Fireblade. This is not an active crossing at the minute, mate. Yeah, anyway, I've got to go back through the middle of Solihull now. So I'll probably pick you up as I've gone back through Knoll, somewhere around then. See you in a bit. And now we're back in Knoll. Just going through the town centre at a lovely 20 miles an hour. And that's what I hate about the 20 zones, is nobody can judge how fast you're going up to them. How about you stop? And from here, I think we're going to head down towards Chadwick End. That's the orange tree and whatnot. It's a nice flowy route, usually about 50 miles an hour. One that I know quite well, so it should be okay. And another one, just straight through. There is. Again, I'll put that all down to 20 mile an hour limits. People they have to go so slow that they get bored. They stop paying attention, unlike me with that scooter. They stop paying attention and they just go straight past everything, they don't care. They're like, oh, well, I'm only doing 20, I can stop in time. That's why it's just going to cause more and more problems. She looked like she was having a crisis, and maybe the roof was stuck. At least we can go 30 now. And then up into a 40, and hopefully the traffic clears out and we just have a nice flowy. Shut my visor and it might be a bit nicer for you. Any look, the traffic will clear out and we can just have a nice flowy route over to Chadwick End, come back through to Hockley Heath, and maybe head out towards Stratford. And the red, it is also very nice. Knock you in neutral for a sec. Look at you pretending you're going to buy one. He's probably significantly wealthier than me, so I'm allowed to be rude. The only problem with those is, and I say this as a man that will never be able to afford one, but the only problem with those is they all look the same. And it's probably because they're the same car? I don't know. Just being automotively racist. So we're at 47,883, so 117 to go to the big 48,000, and then there's only 2,000 left to go. And if I can just keep it oiled, ride it smoothly, I'm fairly sure I'll see 50,000. Then I could retire it happily. Then it's had a good life. Well, it's had a long life. I am sweating yet again. See, I can't tell the difference between the one at the back and the one at the front. You can stay there as nice as your car is. I'm going to do the blow up. Straight up to 50. Oh, that's, yep, still maintain. Never going to get tired of that. Okay, I'll turn the camera on back in a bit because I know this road and it's basically straight at legal speeds, so it won't be very entertaining, let alone, well, I'm saying that like the rest of the video has been amazingly entertaining. Hello little drunkards, how are you doing? So I'll catch you up in a bit, probably the opposite side of Henley and Arden, or maybe more towards Stratford. See you in a bit. Howdy doodly. This is the old... Oh, hello. That was an old Capri. This is the old town of Henley and Arden. There's not much going on, so I won't try and give you a tour of the place. But I've just been in that Costa and had a little wee. Swapped out my battery as well, so I'm going to head down to Stratford. Just get on the A3400 and find the Triumph and Honda. Have a look at some of the Hondas, pretend that I'm interested, and then go and have a look at some of the Triumphs and pretend I'm not interested. Tell myself that I'm not going to buy one straight away. Not that I could afford to. Oh, hello Honda. It really does give you the temptation just to take out a finance agreement. Oh, come on then, let's get going. Heave this thing back up into the road, past the little milk float. Oh, my knob's coming off. That's not great. Never want your knob to come off when you're riding. Oy. Knocky, knocky, knocky. Baby's not having a good day, must be boiling. Don't boil your babies. Indicator would have been lovely. So, it's right, did you get your hazards? So sweaty, even more sweaty. Just cooking in my juices. Roasting. Human stew. Stew man who? Bike is at 95 centigrade. Almost boiling. I think it's about 30 air temperature. I mean, technically speaking, it's 120. It's how it works, right? Oh my god. I'm gonna need to drink so much water when I get home. Light's gone orange. You can see in the reflection. She's gonna jump it. Nobody phones. Back in the 30. Wave at Mr. Ninja Man. Got all the vents open, but it's just minging. Okay, so it's going to be another boop and teleport down to the good roads. So here comes the boop. Wait for it. We wait for it. Boop. Hoppa. So we're just coming out of the 50s into Stratford. I didn't record any of it because it's basically a straight line. There's only really 3 corners. 2 to 3 minutes away from Stratford, Triumphant on what's it called? Triumphant Honda. This time I'm not going to go bug the people in Honda. I'm just going to go see if Triumph had the Triumph I want to buy. I have to hold on until next year though, save up a deposit and stuff. I probably will just end up getting it on finance. I mean, I've not had a bike on finance for the last 6 years. 6 years I think I've been out of finances. Not like out of finances, but I've been out of finance agreements, I should say. I think it's okay. I think I can afford it by now. Why don't we go and have a look and see what they've got? Just down here on the roads, I think it is. Fairly sure it's there. Yeah, look, there it is. Yo! See all the nice new stuff compared to my old clatterbang. Oh, see what's going on. What's this? It's a Pikes Peaks V4. Very nice. Such an up. Anyway, I'm going to go look at Triumphs and pretend that I want to buy one. Also, yeah, boop, hello. Funky edit to make sure I get the boop. Alrighty then, turn the indicator off maybe. That'll be a good idea. So I've just had a very quick chat with a very nice salesman in Triumph. And I've just bought... No, I haven't just bought a bike. Oh, but I will. I absolutely will, because I saw it, I sat on it, it is comfy, and it is small. So it's just like, yep, I think that might be the one for the next God knows how many years. Oh, it's a fancy McLaren that doesn't look like the rest of the ones in the showroom. Could probably do with a wash, because I am so sweaty. I had to keep apologising to the salesman because I was just sweating all over his showroom. I felt like felt quite bad putting my sweaty arse onto the nice clean Triumph. Are we going to go, or are we just going to sit here all day? Oh yeah, great, and then pull out into traffic. Clever man. So I'm going to boop you again. I'm going to pretend all of the crimes I commit in the meantime never happened. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, chain sounded like on a rock into a bag of spanners. A little bit of a clunky one. Now we're going to go back down that national route that we took earlier, before the MOT. Except now we have an MOT. Nothing in front of me this time, and I can just plan out how much I want the Triumph and how I can go about affording it. Most importantly as well, actually, I can do an insurance quote on one, because it's 12 grand's worth of bike, which is more than all of the bikes I've owned combined. Because this was 4.5, my Bandit was 1.3, and that died within 3 months because it just started leaking oil out the front of the engine. Not out of the gasket, like out of the front of the block, just a big crack in it. And then Caesar, the 600, was £6,000. That totals up to what? 11 and a bit? So you got 6, 4.5, so 10.5, so 11.8 for all 3 of the bikes that I've owned. The Triumph that I want is 12. Oh, mucho responsibilioso. I'm just trying not to throw that one down the road. Because not only is the chassis supposed to be amazing, but you'll have super grippy tyres and you'll have crashed before, so you won't want to bloody do it again. Still love that sound on. It's just I will have to own another super bike or super sport in my life, but it'll be track only. I mean, listen, just slow down to 40 or so and just listen. Try first. Oh, it's a symphony of exploding dinosaurs. Sorry, combusting dinosaurs. I have to give you another boop, I think, because I'm going to be sat at about 20 mile an hour most of the way through to Knoll, and then I'm imagining in traffic on the way to Solihull, so I'll pick you up nearer to Solihull. Tunnel things, and boop. Slight bit of filtering. Don't know what's going on down here, but suddenly the traffic has stopped. I think the man in the Jag's getting a bit annoyed. Ooh, Triumph. I've just been to see your friends. Dramas. Okay, people are clearly getting hot, losing the temperature. Losing the temperature, losing the temper, you know what I meant? I'm bloody getting hot again. Back to my status of sweaty bastard. I managed to get a bit of air moving. Apologies for the wind noise, but I can't stand to just not have the visor open right now. I'm going to drop down to 20 mile an hour anyway, so shouldn't get too much wind noise. Probably just hear more of the engine if anything. Burbling away. I really don't care if this Mercedes behind me is going to get annoyed, because I'm not speeding on your behalf, mate. I'll speed whenever I want to. And we go back into stop traffic. I'll leave the camera on anyway, because I need to go through insurance if somebody decides to give me le boop. I'll give you le boop now. I'll pick you up in a bit. Boop.